I think like we learned till replace values. We did not learn split column, group by, but then we learned data types, use first as headers and replace values, right? Am I correct?
Yes, yes.
So like today we learn from split column, group by, and if possible, like I'll just merge queries and append queries as well. Depends on the time. All right. So split column, like what does it say? Like when it is about split column, like your split column means you are dividing the one of the existing columns into a new column. Like let's say for example, let me take this table, dim customer. All right. Okay, so I'm taking the email address column. I just wanted to split this column. For example, when you can see here, every email address has john24@adventure-works.com. Like everyone has the same domain, which is adventure-works.com. And my business requirement, like in real time, my business requirement is I want only the username. I don't want the entire email address. Understood? I want only the username. Like what is the username? And I don't want this thing, like which is at adventure-works.com. So in that type of scenario, like in real time, like whenever you split a column or divide a column according to a particular symbol or a particular position, or like depending on the requirement, whenever you want to split column, you come to split column option, and you will choose the option accordingly. So the first option is by delimiter. What is meant by delimiter? Delimiter is a symbol, a special character that which is specified in the each and every row, right? For example, I have selected by delimiter. When I select by delimiter, I'll be getting these options. By default, I can have a colon, a comma, equal sign, semicolon, space, or a tab, or else like I can provide a custom thing. And moreover, if you can observe, as soon as I have opened by delimiter, by default I have a @ symbol. The reason why I have @ symbol here is when I select any particular column and click on by delimiter under split columns, click on by delimiter, the leftmost happening, the leftmost symbol, that particular symbol will be automatically available here. Understood?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
So, and also now it will ask us for the position, like the leftmost delimiter or the rightmost delimiter or each occurrence of the delimiter. The leftmost delimiter means when I click on leftmost delimiter, it will validate from this side, john24@adventure-works.com. When it comes to rightmost delimiter, it will validate from this side, com.works-adventure@john24. And since we have only @ symbol, like only for single experience, like doesn't make sense for the leftmost delimiter and rightmost delimiter. If you have like multiple occurrences, then these things come into picture. And the next one is like each occurrence of the delimiter, which means that wherever I have @ symbol, it will split accordingly. Like I'll show you this one as well. Each occurrence of the delimiter will work on the date column. So we in date column we have like multiple slashes, right? So we'll get to know like how each occurrence of the delimiter works. But now I'm using only the leftmost delimiter, and the delimiter I have specified is @ symbol, and I'm clicking on OK. If you can see now, I have got usernames in a single column and the data or whatever the text is there after @ symbol, that particular data was moved to the next column. And if you can observe, my column name also was changed. It was mentioned like email address .1, email address .2. So whenever you split any column, make sure that you edit your column names. For example, email username. Email domain. Right? Understood by delimiter, like how it works?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So now let's work on the multiple positions. By delimiter, See, I have selected now birth date column, right? And by default, it got a split. I mean, like what we say, the slash symbol. Earlier, I got at symbol, but now I have slash symbol. The reason why is like whatever symbol was there in the data, automatically Power BI reads, and you are able to see that particular symbol here. Now I'm selecting each occurrence of the delimiter. See, now what happened? I got month in one particular column, I've got day in one particular column, I've got year in one particular column. I can rename like this: birth date month, birth date day, birth date year. Understood? Like for the every occurrence. Or you want me to explain once again?
Yes, yes, understood.
Understood, right? And just observe, like we are getting multiple applet steps here. Just because of these changes, whatever we do, we get multiple applet steps here, the new applet steps. All right. And one more important thing is, I'm not sure whether I have discussed this thing. Like when you select multiple columns like this, like when you hold on the control button and when you select multiple columns, it could be more than 2 columns. All right. Split column option will not work. Can you tell me why? Why the split column option will not work when you are selecting multiple columns, but why it is only working on a single selection? Any guess?
కాలమ్ స్ప్లిట్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నాను. ఒక కాలమ్ స్ప్లిట్ చేయడానికి యూస్ ఆఫ్ మల్టిపుల్ కాలమ్ స్ప్లిట్ చేయడం కాదు కదా.
Yes. So whenever you want to split anything, you can only split per column. You cannot work on multiple columns at a time. Got it?
Yes.
Yeah. So now the next option is by number of characters. Split column by number of characters. So I've selected email domain column, like whatever I have selected this particular column. And now, for example, I am giving it as like 3 characters. And I have again 3 options here. Once as far left as possible, as far right as possible, and repeatedly. So like if I select once as far left as possible, the data will be validated from this side, like adventure side. If it is from right, the data will be validated from com side. And repeatedly means for every three characters, the data gets splitted. As of now, like we'll see the left one. So I have given 3 characters, right? So the first 3 characters, which is ADV, will be in the email domain, or in the existing column, and the rest of the data will be there in the adventure column. And you can observe one important thing here. Like when I split it with the delimiter, the symbol was gone, like whatever symbol, right, was gone, and the rest of the, like whatever the data was there after the symbol was displayed. But then when I split by column, like sorry, but when I split by number of characters, what happens is like only the specified number of characters, and the rest of the data will be in a new column. So there will not be any kind of data loss here. But then the split by column, sorry, in the split by delimiter, I have a data loss. I am not able to get that at symbol. Did you observe that?
Yes.
Right. So I'll not be having any kind of data loss by number of characters. Now I'm canceling this one. Now let's do it for every 3 symbol. See now, I've given it like 3 words were there in a particular thing or in a particular column. And if you can observe, even hyphen is a text character for Power BI. Even here, if you can see here, dot is a text character for Power BI. So there are only 3 characters: dot, C, and O. But then like M is in one single line. The reason why M is in one single line is it has only one value left. So it will not ignore, like if there are any values left, it will automatically take it accordingly. and the rest will be the blank thing. Understood by characters?
Yes.
Okay. The next option is by positions. Splitting by number of characters and split columns by positions is a little bit same, but let's see the observe, like let's observe like what exactly happening when we do with split by positions. What happened? This is my output column now. What happened? What did you observe or what did you notice when we split by number of characters and when we split by number of positions?
Starting letters
Adventure
missing.
missing AD.
Sorry, come again.
Starting three
Starting
letters
two
are
letters
missing.
missing.
Yeah, we lost the first 3 letters, right? But what happened in the split by number of characters? Do we have any kind of data loss?
No.
No.
Right. And one more important thing, am I able to generate a new column here?
No.
No, right? So this is your interview question. What is the major difference between split by number of characters and split by positions? You will be having a data loss in number of positions or by positions, and you will not be able to generate a new column. The output will be displayed in the same existing column, and whatever the number we specify, those particular text will be deleted or will be removed, and the rest of the data will be displayed in the same column. Got it?
Okay.
So these are like your in-depth knowledge interview questions.
బై పొజిషన్ అనేది డిలీట్ చేయాలనుకున్నప్పుడు యూస్ చేయాలండి.
Exactly, like if you want to remove any unwanted data in each and every row, you'll give that. For example, now I'm giving 5.
Okay.
Like it will be gone. Got it?
Okay, clear.
Yeah. And the next option is by lowercase to uppercase. Let me find if there is any data from lowercase to. All right, let's select this one. All right. So by lowercase to uppercase means like if there is any lower small letters from there, it will consider, and the next data will be splitted. Let me show you. By lowercase to uppercase, I think we don't have any data. All right, let me create a sample data. All right, so now I'm choosing by lowercase to uppercase. So how my data was earlier? It's new colony, new person, and new house. When I choose on by lowercase to uppercase, so from wherever I have the uppercase, that particular data will be displayed in the next column, and the previous column in the existing column itself. From wherever I have the uppercase letter, from there the particular data will be displayed in the new column. Got it?
Okay.
Yes.
And do we have any data loss here?
No.
No.
Remember those things. The next one is by uppercase to lowercase. So whenever I have the wherever I have the uppercase letter, from there it will be removed, and the rest of the data will be displayed in the new column. Sorry, I meant selected this one. Okay. By uppercase to lowercase. N is uppercase for me, right? And the next like what are the data was there after N, it was there in the next column, and A is a uppercase letter for me, so it was there till here, and from A the rest of the data was there in the another column. So by default, like what we have to understand from this thing is like when you're splitting from lowercase to uppercase or uppercase to lowercase or by digit to like all these four options, like how these four options will work means you don't need to choose any particular thing. Like when you select on it, like automatically wherever the occurrence were there, wherever the instance were there, so automatically it will be splitted into that new columns. You don't specify like I want it repeatedly or I want it from leftmost or I want it from rightmost, like that. So by default, like it will split wherever we have the occurrence.
Okay.
Right? Understood? Or shall I explain it once again?
Yeah, understood.
Yes.
And the next option is by digit to non-digit. Let me see if I have any data for this. I should have data for this. Okay, it's there in text. Let's see if it works on this. So by digit to non-digit, which means that same like uppercase or lowercase thing. From wherever I have the number, from there the data will be split to the next column. You see here, all the numbers were there in a single column and the rest of the data was there in the next column. And if you can see, there is another new column which is in this particular row I have multiple numbers. I have 3761 n dot 14th street. So till 14 I have it's there, I mean like the data was there here and the remaining data was there in the new column. Got it? And the
Yes.
real-time scenarios for this type of thing is if we get any kind of data entry errors, or like for example, let's take this thing, the order numbers or whatever it is, like some if there is something any numerical data and if you have any text in that numerical data, like it could be generated automatically wrongly by the system itself, or it could be a manual error. So like whenever we have any kind of text in a numerical column, so we will remove the text and we will keep it only numeric data. And now this numeric data, what is the data type of this numeric this column? Can you tell me what is the data type?
Numerical.
No. Total number.
Yeah, but data type is in column
Okay, text.
shows a text.
Text, right? So now
Yes.
I'm changing it into whole number. So now it got converted into
Numerical.
numerical, right?
Yes, yes.
And the next option is by non-digit to digit. I think you don't understand this column. Let me choose another column by non-digit to digit. Yeah, we'll select this column. See, like if you can observe, I have AWS common and the number as text here. Do I have it as in a numerical format? No, right? I have it in a text format, right? So
Text
in this
format.
type of scenario, like whenever you want to remove the prefix, like whatever is there, like AW, like whenever you want to remove, sorry. See, AW, I have it in a separate column and the key I have in a separate column again here.
Yes, yes.
Right? So I'll tell you one more important thing, like in real time, how it works means, like if you want to, depending on your business requirement, you have to self-analyze, okay, fine, do I have to do any kind of transformations to achieve this business requirement? Okay, if I want to do transformations, okay, now what transformation I have to do? Do I have to clean my column, or do I have to work on the data type, or do I can add any new column, or like can I remove any columns in the table? or can I change the position of that column, like, or else can I split? So you have to self-analyze like in that format. Getting my point?
Yes.
Yes.
So like your approach is very important. Like instead of solving the problem, the approach for the problem is very important. Like the way how you're approaching, your approach will give you the best solution for any business problem. So think accordingly. So what is the requirement? Okay, for to fulfill this requirement, what I have to do? Is there anything I have to do it in query editor? Do I have to make any kind of transformations? If yes, what are those type of transformations I can make? So you have to think accordingly, right? So we learned how to split a column with different things. So now I have an interview question on this, like in which particular option there will be a data loss?
By position.
By positions, okay. And in which particular column a new column will not be generated when you split?
By position.
By positions, right? And what is the difference between split by positions and split by number of characters?
Split by position means letters miss అవుతాయి మనం ఫస్ట్ లెటర్స్ కానీ మనం మెన్షన్ చేసిన లెటర్స్ త్రీ లెటర్స్ మెన్షన్ అయితే 3 మిస్ అవుతాయి. బై క్యారెక్టర్ 3 మెన్షన్ చేసినప్పుడు 3 డివైడ్ అయ్యి నెక్స్ట్ కాలం.
Not the correct answer. Difference between split by positions and split by characters. Hold on, like let me plug in my charger.
Split by position means data loss. And there is no new column.
No new column generated.
So in by position, like it will not generate any new column.
New column.
But in by column with the characters, like the data will be there in the new column. In number of characters, like I will not be having any kind of data loss, but in positions.
హలో, మీ వాయిస్ రావట్లేదండి.
Clear?
Yes.
Any question?
Hello.
All right. So now next move on to the next option, which is yeah. Hello, I'm audible.
Yes.
All right. So the next option is group by. So what is meant by group by? Before learning group by option, we need to learn a particular terminology called as let me increase the font size. Aggregation. Oh, 1 second. Aggregation. So what is meant by aggregation? What we can do with the aggregation? This is very important. This term is very important because like while learning DAX, again this will come into picture. All right. So now what is meant by aggregation? For example,
Hello. Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
connect అయినట్టు.
Your voice not audible.
వినీల్
Ah,
మెసేజ్ పెట్టు గ్రూప్ లో.
అదే.
పెట్టినాను నేను.
పెడుతున్నాను, ఇది అంటలేదు. వచ్చిందా?
ఆ,
చేసా.
Hello, I'm audible now.
Yes.
yes.
Network. All right. So aggregation means I have individual sales for each and every executive. Now I want to find out the total of the each and every executive. For example, I want to find out like how many total sales made by Vinil. I want to find out how many total sales made by Money. I want to find out how many total sales made by John. So then what we will do? We will do aggregation. Aggregation is nothing but like summing up all the values into a single value. For example, now we need like 35 25, which means that 60. Money has like 59 and 32. How many? 80 and 91. John has made 18 and 16, 20, 34. Now these are the aggregated values. These are the individual values, actual data. These are the aggregated values. What I have done here, I have added all the individual values for Vinyl, all the individual values for Money, and all the individual values for John, and I have created one particular single value. So aggregation means creating a single value depending on the multiple values. Now let's see how we can do that in Power BI. For example, I'm taking marital status here. I have like married and single, M and S, right? So now let me replace these things. Oops. Right. So now I want to find out like we have every individual transaction for married and single, right? So now I want to know like what was the total things, or what was the like what is the numerical thing we have? We have income. So I want to know the total income for the married people and total income for the single persons. So now how I can achieve this thing? Click on group by. You'll get this dialog box, and since you have selected marital status column, by default you will see marital status column here. And if you want to change it, you can click on this and you'll get to see all the column names available under dim customer. Okay, and new column name. So what is the new column name you want to display? Oh, 1 second, guys. Yeah, so I have to specify whatever the new column name I want to display. And then now coming to operation, this is very important. As I told you earlier, like aggregation means like sum, count, mean, and max. The same thing you will be having here. Sum, average, median, min, max, count rows, count distinct rows, and all rows. All right. So now let's learn what is meant by sum option here. So I have selected sum. All right. And then column, on which column you want to aggregate. So what I have done here, imagine that vinyl money names were under one column and the sales were in the another column. So now what I have done, I have calculated the total of the sales, right? So now I have to specify on which column, on which particular column I want to calculate the sum based on marital status. My goal is, my requirement is I want to calculate the total number of sales for married people and for the single people. So now I have selected marital status. On marital status, I want to aggregate based on yearly income. Understood, people, or any confusion? This is very important.
No, it was clear.
Okay. Now click on OK. So now I'll be getting a new table,
Two rows.
or it's not like new table. I'll be getting only two particular columns, and the rest of the data will be hidden, right? So I'll be having marital status column and the total income. This is the total income for the married people, and this is the total income for the single. Understood? Is it clear?
New columns and
It's not a new column. Like you'll be getting only new column, which is total income. I have specified this name here. You remember? I specified the
yes.
new column here, and then
Total.
I wanted to do sum on which column I want to sum it. I want to sum it on yearly income, or else now I want to calculate the total number of children for married people and single. This is, let me change it. I'm keeping it as like children. So for married people, I have 20,827 children, and for the single, I have like 13,264 children. Unfortunately, we have kids for single people as well.
Oh, no.
All right. So understood group by?
కానీ టేబుల్ అంతా చూపించదండి.
Yeah, like the rest of the columns will not be displayed. Only the aggregation table will be displayed. Now this is called as aggregation table. They will ask you like what is meant by aggregation table. How can you answer for that? What is meant by aggregation table?
Aggregation.
Aggregation table is nothing but a table which will have the aggregated values. Simple.
Okay.
And then what is meant by aggregation? Calculating the sum or any particular mathematical operation based on the multiple transaction to a single transaction. I have every multiple transactions for married and single, right? But then what I
Yes.
have done, I have done it into a single transaction. I have calculated the total, or I have calculated the average, or whatever it is,
Yes, yes.
right? So this is meant by group by. And after this session, practice split columns, like you have database, right? Practice on split columns for all the data. Take dim date, take dim employee, take dim product, take dim product category. See, these options will seems like very easy. Like when you listen to the session, these options will seems to be very easy. But when you work, like then you will face some troubles. So I want you to work on all the data sets without fail.
Okay.
Okay. Work on all the data sets for every split column and group by options. And did you practice keep rows? Can I remove or can I keep alternative rows?
No,
What I can keep?
we remove only alternative rows. We
We can remove only alternative rows. But what you can keep? What type of rows we can keep? And are you sure that we can remove alternative rows? Are you really sure that
Yeah.
we can remove alternative rows? Seriously?
Alternative rows.
Can we remove alternative rows?
Yes.
You can keep range of rows. Remember this range of rows.
In remove rows,
So
we
practice.
can remove alternatives.
Yeah, yeah, we can remove alternative rows and we can keep range of rows. So
Range of
practice
rows.
keep rows and split column and group by on all the on all the data options, and save that file. Save that file. So once you save any file, I'm able to see all the applied steps. Okay. So save that file and send me in WhatsApp group. Got it?
Yes, ఇప్పుడు గ్రూప్ పై చేసిన టోటల్ టేబుల్ చూపిస్తుంది కదా.
So only like
Okay.
you're able to see only two columns.
Yes.
What are the column you want to aggregate and the new column? That's all. The remaining columns will be in hidden state. When you cancel a step, you'll get back to your original data.
ఓకే. క్యాన్సిల్ చేయకుండా రిమైనింగ్ టేబుల్ చూడడం కదా.
No, it's not possible.
Then సేవ్ చేస్తే
what you have to do is you have to duplicate it.
Okay.
And then you can see this is the original table and this is the aggregated table.
ఓకే. ఒకవేళ గ్రూప్ పై చేసిన తర్వాత సేవ్ చేస్తే మిగతా
you cannot do it. Like if you are this is the group by column, the group by table, and if I want to duplicate it, I'll be getting only the group by table here. I'll not be getting the original table.
అంటే డేటా లాస్ అయినట్టేనండి.
No, the data will not be lost. Like in the aggregated table, yeah, the rest of the columns will be hidden. It will be removed. It will consider only on whatever the column you are aggregating.
Okay.
In the group. And one more important thing, Or else, like, let me select the exact columns. Marital status and gender. Can I do group by on multiple column selections? Marital status, gender. These two columns I have selected here. New total, yearly income. Let's see how the output will look like. You see here, first initially, what is the first column I have selected? Marital status. And then I have selected gender. So based on marital status column, based on married, it will calculate the sum of the male income. And based on single for male, it will calculate the sum of the income. And based on single for female, it will calculate. And based on married for the female, it will calculate this income. Or else let me do in this way. Let me duplicate this thing. I want to show you the exact difference, like how it works. Duplicate. Now marital status and gender. Observe, like first I have selected marital status and then I have selected gender. Okay, now I'm doing group by, and you can also see the order here. The first one is marital status and second one is gender. We'll take it total children. Right, married for male, these are the total number of children. For single male, these are the total number of children. Again for single female, these are the total number of the children. And married female, these are the total number of children. And now what I'm doing is I'm creating another new table. First I'm selecting gender and then I'm selecting marital status. Is there any change in the order? Did you observe, guys? Is there any change in the order? The earlier group by table and current group by table.
No change.
It's the same, right?
Yes.
Though irrespective of my selection, like it could be anything. Like if I select gender first or marital status first or whatever it is, okay, the order will not change and the values will be calculated accordingly. This is very important. Like when you're grouping by with multiple columns, the order will not change. Okay.
Okay.
Clear? Group by and split column. Any questions? You have any questions on these two options?
అక్కడ డ్రాప్ డౌన్ లో ఆర్డర్ చేంజ్ చేయడం అవదండి.
You can, like, there is no point, like if you want to change the order. See, now you can select gender. You can select marital status. You'll be getting these values accordingly. For male married, this is the value, and for male single, this is the value. Female single, this is the value, and female married, this is the value.
Okay.
Right? Any questions? Practice on single columns and practice on multiple columns as well. And when you're practicing, we have done it for some, right? Practice for
Yes.
average, median, max, count rows. Practice for all these things. Like you'll observe like how the output will look like. And if you have any questions, we'll discuss about those questions in tomorrow's class.
Okay.
Okay. Try to observe the difference between count rows and count distinct rows and all rows. If you don't get it, that's fine. I'll explain these 3 options in tomorrow's class.
Yes.
All right. Thank you, people. I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.